Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how triggers can shift you instantly to your imagined reality. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back and good morning from the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Big video for you today. The whole question came up around triggers. What do I do when I'm triggered by circumstances and conditions? When I'm overwhelmed with that negative feeling and thought of an unwanted reality? Well, we talked about that, and really in relation to yesterday's video about that client that was faced with circumstances that her visa was rejected and stood in her knowing that I'm going to stand in my desired reality. And as she was doing that, the visa got approved, that there was a mistake. This is the video yesterday of the ridiculously simple and powerful technique to bend and change reality instantly. And the idea that she liked an earlier video that I did, where it says you're never more powerful than in that moment of choice. In other words, that moment when the circumstances seem contrary, when it seems like that your wish is not fulfilled or the circumstances are not showing your desired reality. You're never more powerful. Well, that really relates to the same idea with triggers, because you're never more powerful than in that moment when you're triggered. We're going to cover this like we have triggers like we've never done before. Triggers are thoughts and feelings or sensations indicating that you are thinking, feeling, and seeing and experiencing an identity and a reality that no longer represents who you desire to be or your preferred reality. That's all they are. That it's just showing you, indicating that you're thinking, feeling, assuming, seeing, and experiencing an identity and reality that no longer is your choice, no longer your preference, no longer represents who you desire to be in your preferred reality. Like that powerful creator when her visa was rejected. Well, that's not her preference. So she might have been even triggered in that moment and even reacted inwardly, but stood in her knowing. It's that burst of energy. Because think of it, a trigger is a burst of energy. It's source energy. It's like that anomalous burst of energy that Vadim Zeland talks about in reality transurfing. We're going to talk about that. That opens up your conscious mind to all the possibilities, all the possible realities available to you. Well, that's what triggers do. It's that burst of energy that we label and judge as triggers that tells you, I don't have to think and feel like that anymore. That's what triggers are telling you. Even if you react, you get to choose again. It's just telling you, that's not my choice. I don't have to go there anymore. I don't have to live there anymore. I don't have to feel like that anymore. I don't have to think like that anymore. I don't live there anymore. Like one of my famous one of the famous creators said, I don't have to believe and assume that anymore. That's powerful. Let's uncover this a little bit more. From yesterday's video, ridiculously powerful and simple technique to bend and change reality, that one powerful creator saying you are never more powerful than in that moment of choice, that resonated with her. That was an earlier video, but she mentioned that, and I mentioned it again in yesterday's video. You're never more powerful than that moment of that trigger, right? The moment when, it's interesting, we translate it into our feeling it's our weakest moment. Imagine that anomalous burst of energy that you're feeling is all your power. That's all source. You're summoning the power that creates worlds. And it feels like, and you're interpreting it as a negative trigger of something that you don't want. But it's a power that creates worlds that's flowing through you to summon any reality that you desire. The moment when you are triggered, when circumstances appear contrary, when your thoughts and feelings are negative and seem opposite, that's the moment when you've never been more powerful, right? That triggers an anomalous burst of energy from reality transurfing. We're going to talk about this today. That can shift you instantly to a lifeline, a script, an alternative parallel reality, a film role, an identity of your wish fulfilled. Or if you translate that as, okay, but that's not what I desire, and you focus on that, then calling it a trigger, trying to resolve it, trying to avoid it, trying to feel better about it, it can move you further from it. Acknowledge it as that anomalous burst of energy that moves you closer or immediately to that lifeline or film role or identity that you desire. It's all source energy. One energy translated and filtered through your assumption and choice in that moment. That moment of choice, in that moment, right? That trigger is an anomalous burst of energy that can shift you either to a lifeline, script, film role, identity, reality of your wish fulfilled, or further from it. Choose this day whom you will serve. You get to choose. It's one energy, it's one source, translated and filtered through your assumptions and your choice in that moment. Right? Remember, it's about mastering the moment, as I said yesterday. Choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, from Joshua 24:15 in Scripture. Triggers are telling you who you no longer are, showing you the reality that you no longer prefer. It's an anomalous burst of energy that can either shift you to everything you want or shift you to the perception and the experience of what you don't want. You get to decide. Even if you react, they are saying you can choose again. Even with that reaction, it's saying you can choose again. That trigger is an anomalous burst of energy that opens up your conscious mind to other infinite possibilities. It opens that door. I am the door. I am the way. It's this is what Vadim Zeland says in Reality Transurfing, and I've covered this in other videos. An anomalous burst of energy opens the conscious mind to the sectors of the alternative space, or in other words, to to all there is, to the divine mind, to that great subconscious, the great I am, that lie at great distance from those that are currently realized materially. Hear it again. An anomalous burst of energy opens the conscious mind to sectors of the alternative space that lie at great distance from those that are currently realized materially. That's what triggers are. Do you see it? They open your conscious mind up to the possibilities. We translate that as negative because of the current realized material reality. But it opens you up to it. You can move with that. Like that creator whose visa was initially rejected and then approved. Right? The rejection was that currently manifested, realized reality. But she moved with that anomalous burst of energy, mastering the moment, mastering any trigger that was possible and saying, I'm going to move. I'm going to focus on that new reality. Wow, that's powerful. So instead of judging triggers as negative thoughts and feelings and circumstances that need to be resolved or dissolved or avoided or fixed, see them as an anomalous burst of source energy, allowing you to shift instantly to the reality of your choice. This is so big today. The moment to choose again, regardless of your initial inner and outer reactions. Wow, that's big. Right? As an anomalous burst of energy, allowing you to shift instantly to the reality of your choice. The moment to choose again, regardless of your initial inner and outer reactions. Doesn't matter how you reacted. A burst of energy that aligns you or aligns your heart and mind with your preferred identity and reality. Instant alignment. As you perceive clearly the reality, the identity, the script, the lifeline, the film role, that is no longer your choice and no longer representative of who you choose to be. And then you move and you see more clearly the one that is your choice. That's what a trigger does. That's powerful. That's how triggers can shift you instantly to your imagined reality. And that's what happened with that creator that moved to her visa being approved. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on our videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups. Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, for our TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and our membership channel. We have a live stream again later this month, May 26, 2024, Sunday morning, just a few weeks from now. Sunday morning, we're going to come to you live at 9 a.m. in the morning from the studios here in Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. And I'm going to be answering your questions that you've been sending to us and topics to info@besomethingwonderful.com. And I will also address questions live on the chat, live on the live stream. So be sure to join us. If you're a member, join us. If you're not, check out the link below. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.